This is Samuel Academy channel. This video is about mapping of senior schools in Kitui East Constituency in Kitui County. The reason for this initiative is to create awareness of existing senior schools so that students and parents can make an informed decision when selecting senior schools for senior secondary education. Mapping of the schools was done by myself by using GIS. GIS in full is Geographic Information Systems. It helps us to understand patterns, relationships, and geographic context. In this video, I will explore the map of the constituency and identify the position of schools, and then after that, I will explain how a wet bulb hygrometer works. Welcome. Alright, in that video, we have the map of Kitui East constituency. Alright, so I will explore the map by zooming in and zooming out. Alright, if I start from this end, if I zoom in here, I come across the following schools. We have Vo Secondary School, Chiango Secondary School, then we have Chiamatu Secondary School. Let me zoom out, then I move to some other end. Around here, we have the following schools. Ngadi Secondary School, Gungi Mixed Secondary School, Mwitika Secondary School, then we have Sombe Girls Secondary School, Kavaani Secondary School. To the west of that area, we have Zangadi Secondary School, Ikuyuni High School, Dua Mixed. Then we have, and in this corner, we have Kilonzo Mixed Day. We also have Zambani Secondary School. At this end, we have Yumbisie Secondary School, although it is in another constituency. So let's move back to the east to see what we have. Let me zoom out. We have Kavaani Secondary School. We have Sini Mwitika. Then Kaliku Secondary School. And at this point, we have Motitu Boys High School, Motitu Girls High School, and Kwatundu Mixed. Alright? Let me zoom out and move towards the east. We have Endau Secondary School. Without forgetting the following schools here, Chiamatu Secondary School. This is where we began from. So that is the map of the constituency of Kitui East and how the schools are distributed in that constituency. Alright, now I want to talk about how a wet bulb hygrometer works for the benefit of our students in school, some of whom do not have access to a weather station. But this channel is here to help our students get this information. Alright, this is a wet bulb hygrometer which is used to measure relative humidity. It has two thermometers, the dry bulb thermometer, this one here, and the wet bulb thermometer. The two thermometers are ordinary mercury in glass thermometers. Alright, now the dry bulb thermometer has mercury in the stem and the bulb, as well as the wet bulb thermometer. But the wet bulb thermometer has a muslin cloth wrapped around the bulb with a wick which is immersed in distilled water. So the wick from the muslin cloth around the wet bulb is immersed in distilled water in a container. So there is water here in this container, alright? So the water rises by capillarity along the wick and evaporates. It evaporates around the wet bulb, and that evaporation causes cooling around the wet bulb, alright? Such that the temperature you record on the wet bulb is usually lower than what you record at the dry bulb, alright? So what we do is that we read the two thermometers at the same time, the dry bulb and the wet bulb, and then we find the difference, dry bulb minus wet bulb. That difference is called the wet bulb depression. It is what we use to calculate humidity, either by using a slide rule or by reading off from some tables called psychrometric tables. So in summary, this is how we measure relative humidity. We use a hygrometer. In this case, it is called the wet bulb hygrometer. It has two thermometers, the dry bulb and the wet bulb thermometer, which are read at the same time, and then we find the difference between the two, which we use together with a slide rule or a psychrometric table to determine relative humidity. Thank you, dear viewer. Remember to subscribe to my channel to be able to view more videos in matters education. Thank you so much.